Hi there. I am standing at the doorway to our house in the forest, and this is the porch in the front of the house where the dogs and I usually sit. Right here. And I usually read my tarot cards in the morning here and draw. And that's my computer is in that box to kind of help with reflections. And this isn't really an altar exactly, perhaps it should be with my laughing Buddha there, but it has a bunch of cool stuff on it. That is my card from Mystical Moments from this morning's reading that I particularly like and thought that I should contemplate. A princess having an interesting conversation when good fortune appears in her teacup. And the little bear there was given to me because I was present at my friend's laying in when her beautiful little daughter was born at home. So that was a very, very special occasion, and I keep that little bear with the Buddha. Anyhow, not really, that's a little bit of sewing I have to do. So it was very recently my birthday, and I have kind of extended the celebrations for the rest of the week because the plan this year was to amass some tarot decks. I got some very, very special tarot decks, starting with a birthday gift from 2 years ago. I got the Austin Osman Spare tarot deck at long last, and that, I don't know, that just sort of triggered something, and I thought, I've been reading cards for decades, and I really, really love tarot cards, and I don't know if you could say that I've read professionally. I've certainly read for a lot of different people. I've never charged money to read cards, so I don't know if that means that I'm not a professional or not. Anyhow, my relationship with tarot has been extremely rewarding over the years in one way or another. And so I thought, well, now that I'm retired and I'm having some creative difficulties, perhaps I shall turn to tarot and see what happens, see what becomes of that. And it's been incredibly rewarding already. So I'm still, I ordered a bunch of very important decks. I don't want to, well, I say that. I was going to say, I don't want to start collecting tarot decks, but perhaps it's a little late for that now. However, I shall slow it way down now that I have procured all the ones that I feel are most important for me to have for the time being. The other advantage of that is I really do still love Monster High dolls, which are the last dolls that I've been really committed to collecting. I still love them very much, but I really, really do not much care for Mattel. So I another little tarot project that collides with collecting dolls is in this little tableau you see here. Doesn't that look like Pamela Coleman Smith? I certainly thought it did. And so she's wearing a little magician costume that I made for her. And I plan to make her an entire wardrobe based on her own drawings. And I imagine that back there, the little naked fella sitting on the sky-clad, I guess, sitting on the chair, I imagine to be Edward Arthur Waite. And of course, wearing the tartan is Mathers McGregor. So a little tarot tableau in there. They got their own little special house. So even before this idea, perhaps tarot was already nudging me towards... oh, there's another stray deck. I'm trying to round them all up into one place because I actually have more tarot decks than I realized. So right here, there, this is a picture of Austin Osman Spare with his cats, and he is sort of the grandfather, I guess, of chaos magic, and he was a young contemporary of Aleister Crowley, but I much prefer him, and that's down there. That's his deck and the book that goes with it. I also, the Mary L. Tarot is going to be a very serious study, and there are some more down there that are going to be. So I know how to read, and there's even more. I'll put this one here with those ones. What I'm missing right now, weirdly, is my longtime friend and favorite tarot deck that I love most of all is the Deviant Moon Tarot by Patrick Valenza, which is not the deck I learned with. I learned with, when I learned how to read tarot cards, that would have been, I guess, probably the late 70s. And I went to the world's biggest bookstore in Toronto, Canada. And there were, in the world's biggest bookstore, in Canada's biggest city, there were 5 decks to choose from. And I think at least one of them was probably a Marseille deck, which wasn't as attractive to me for the simple reason that the minor cards aren't illustrated. And I didn't actually, so you can see there's my boo-boo-boo. I've been mostly not here. I've been mostly in the city doing a ton of work over there, and I've been bringing stuff back because we're kind of in the slow process of moving to the forest. And so the cleaner it gets in the city, the more of a mess it is here. But I've decided to kind of put everything on hold and get my tarot reading area in order, which isn't up here, it's downstairs. All of this stuff has to be moved downstairs though. So right now I'm basically just busily shuffling stuff around, and we shall see. We shall see what we shall see. I learned how to read tarot cards because at the time I was studying graphic design in community college, and I just simply wanted to illustrate a tarot deck. I thought that I really thought they were very attractive, and as I said, there wasn't much of a selection, so I thought, well, I can draw one of these better than the ones that are available, I thought. Needless to say, I have yet to complete one. I did complete the entire suit of hearts. I'm a water sign, and boy am I ever. But that project, perhaps I'll resume that now. We shall see. Anyhow, I figured that if I was going to illustrate them, I better learn how to read them so that I, could have a proper feeling for what I was doing. Now we descend the stairs to where my tarot reading area is proper. Here are my tarot reading cloths. I have different cloths for different decks. I hang them here so that they don't get wrinkly. And I cannot find the Deviant Moon. It's as if, no, this was where my grandparents built this house. My parents lived in this house, and now I live in this house, and I did all this artwork while my parents lived here. The floor is mosaic, and that's all to do with that very beautiful stove. My mother didn't want carpeting, so she asked me if I'd mosaic the floor, and I did. And then, astonishingly, she wanted a mural to match, and so I did that too. And when I lived here with my parents, this little corner of the basement was my domain. And this is where most of the stuff from Scarborough is ending up, although there's plenty upstairs as well. And right there, that table you see, was where I read tarot cards. I have this little corner, all terribly confused right now, but I got some really beautiful, one of my very favorite dolls hanging on the wall there. Their ship of dreams, I guess. And this big laurel birch carpet hanging there is the backdrop I like when I'm reading cards at this table, which I haven't done for over a year. So stuff is just piled up on this table. So as soon as I get off this video, I'm going to take this table apart because it's broken over there. And I might get rid of this table because this is not the first time it's been broken. I've fixed it before. I'm getting tired of fixing it, so we'll see. If it's too difficult to fix and doesn't feel sturdy, I might just get rid of it because I actually have ample tables that I could be using. Oh my goodness. So, in order to find the Deviant Moon Tarot, which I suspect is being held hostage by the house until it says, you're not going to get your old friend back until you have a tarot area worthy of the great expenditure that you have lavished upon this project. On Wednesday, it will be exactly 1 week since my birthday, so I figured that I have got until then to just do as I please and sort of familiarize myself with some of the new decks. They're not all tarot decks, so what I decided to do was I did get quite a few new tarot decks. I have in Scarborough, I have an Altar to Santa Muerte, which I am going to bring here as soon as I can get a space ready for her. So I did get a Santa Muerte tarot and oracle that Demon and I have played with already and is a wonderful, wonderful to wonderful effect, I guess you could say. But that is one thing I have to do. And that's one of the very special decks. There's the Marielle Tarot, which I'm going to use exclusively for myself and very heavily related to studying the Kabbalah because she is a Kabbalah scholar, and I wouldn't say that I'm a Kabbalah scholar, but I have a deep interest in it. And she, the Marielle Tarot was just kind of galvanized my formless tarot plans into action. Because when I saw that, I knew that I had to have that. And the first edition, which was very costly. And then, in quick succession, I had a conversation with some very special trees who hooked me up with a Scottish priestess of the Cailleach who had created an oracle, the Tree Whisper Oracle. And again, when I saw that, I'd been kind of looking for an oracle to go with the Marielle, but I've decided that the Marielle it will not have an oracle in the foreseeable future, and besides that, the Tree Whisper Oracle is a power in its own right and has really stimulated my desire to draw because I see figures in the trees so vividly. A painting that was a gift from my wonderful, wonderful father, who I miss every day. My terrible, terrible, messy desk. And my little bedroom here that I am not sleeping in there right now. I have been sleeping upstairs. Although it's nice and cool down here, I should probably start sleeping down here again, but you know. So here is the not quite complete. As I showed you the ticks that I have upstairs, and most of these are new. Not all of them, but most of these are new decks. And some of them are new to me, but not new. For my birthday, my best friend had this deck, this Edmund Dulac. So we were going to spend the day on my birthday reading tarot cards. And she brought up all of hers, and I exclaimed excitedly, "Oh, this one's on my Amazon wish list." And she said, "It's yours," and just gave it to me. And I had this. So this, I kind of teetered for a long time about whether to get the Florhaxa, the Enchanted Florhaxa. I love the colors. I wasn't sure if I liked the drawings or not. So I was kind of teetering about whether to have it. I didn't really need it or anything. But then the Tree Whisper Oracle Priestess Megs Black, she has this deck. So I thought, well, I thought perhaps that would be the tarot deck to go with the Tree Whisper Oracle, but I found the perfect deck for me, and that is the Dream Keepers Tarot, also a collage deck. And this is a little, I don't know what you could say. I guess it's a little card stand. Oh, there's a feather missing. It keeps blowing off because of. Anyhow, this is the first tarot card or oracle card that I am drawing. I've already made the drawing. I'm coloring it, and it's titled Lure. So anyway, and what this is made out of. So those are seagull feathers, and that I found at a park, the same park where the willow trees who sort of I tell my troubles to, and who I think hooked me up with the priestess of the Kaliak Megs Black. That is my left-hand sister. There's 3 giant willow trees. I should have gotten, I'll get a video of them the next time I'm there. But my left-hand sister had a terrible injury. She lost a giant limb. And it was, I wanted to take a piece of it. The city had cut it up and it was just laying there all kind of cordoned off with caution tape for a while. And I wanted, the pieces were too big. I'd have taken a piece to carve if I could have. But after they took the pieces of wood away, I was a little devastated. But there was still big chunks of bark. So that is a chunk of bark from my left-hand sister, Willow. And I made this card stand for the Tree Whisper Oracle card that I'm drawing, and those feathers, the seagull feathers, were found in the same park where the Willow sisters live. And that round stone was one my father found, and this deck was given to me by my daughter for my birthday. But it reminds me very powerfully of my father, who loved trees and taught me to love trees. And, he loved being outside. My great love of being outside, I have inherited pretty directly from him. So, yes, so Lure, I believe she is my Hierophant somehow. I was working on figuring that out. Oh, this is all stuff I brought back from Scarborough, dolls and art supplies. I have a real talent for collecting stuff. Yes, but there is usually method in my madness to some degree. Anyhow, let's go back over here and confront the task at hand. Okay, I gotta clear up all of this stuff and clean the floor and get the dehumidifier turned on. It's dry down here in the winter when we have the fireplace going, but I'm a little afraid of running the fireplace, so I definitely think we should, this is an art project waiting to happen. That is going to be Yamea, the river goddess, but I've got lots and lots of projects. So there we are. That will be where I read tarot cards, and that table. So the first thing to do, clear that table, see if I can fix it. And then, yes, I'll do that. I'll clear that table and see if I can fix it. Then I'll have somewhere to put stuff. And if not, then out it goes. But it's a nice big table and it's got that shelf underneath. So I hope I can fix it. Anyhow, so that is the plan. Restore my my space for reading tarot cards, and then start going through all of these boxes and get all of that sorted and stored. And then really give the floor a good scrubbing. And I'll check back in when we've gotten that far. But I just thought, well, you know, I wasn't going to do a before and after, but I think this is probably a pretty good before and after. You get a certain idea of, well, that's just for the sake of being thorough. We will get the upstairs mayhem more fully documented. Because the Deviant Moon Tarot could be hiding anywhere. Although I've looked everywhere I can think of, I thought for sure that it might be in here, in one of these boxes, and it might be. I have gone through them sort of superficially and haven't found it. There's quite a few empty boxes, and that whole cupboard there is empty. So this is something else. Whoa. That requires organization before I break my neck. Yes, mostly dolls, mostly empty boxes. I might keep some of them for Monster High dolls. This is where we're sleeping these days. The dogs and myself. It's not too bad. Most of the clutter in here, I actually use. So, and man, this was my parents' room. It's kind of hard to be in here, but it's got excellent storage. And I have my singing bowls are here, and the keyboard, and there'll be lots of dolls displayed in here because that's a great big beautiful window, but it never really gets direct sunlight, so I can display dolls in here. But this is where I'm planning to put Santa Muerte, is right on this wall, because it's a nice high wall, and my Santa Muerte is life size, so that will be her altar right there. And then yes, so this is there will be dolls in here, but this will I think I'll stick to my original plan and have this be sort of meditation music room. Could probably do artwork in here. The main room where all those tables and the dolls are right now, I can't leave it's got beautiful windows, so I want to be able to open that up and perhaps do some exercise, yoga, some dancing. You know, I've been watching things to do with fascia. So anyway, there you have it. Before, the house in the forest before. All right, I'll probably make another video before there's an after, but first things first, back to the tarot section. The tarot nook, we shall call it. Back to my tarot nook. Goodbye.